What's up, degenerates? Right, lads, hope you're all doing well. Another selection for today. I did chuck one out last night that I thought was a big price. Check that out. If you haven't seen that video, that was posted last night. There's one in Ascot at a big price. Excuse me. Right, today just an interesting horse for me is a horse called Outbreak in the 525 in Doncaster. Now, this horse had a lovely debut in Chelmsford and closed a decent horse the whole way to the line, and arguably, you know, another few strides he might have passed him, but he didn't need to. It was a beautiful debut. Absolutely not killed, not knocked about, stayed on lovely, and there was a lot to like about it. And the horse that he ran to the line was, I think it was third or fourth. Yeah, it was third in a decent maiden in Newmarket. I remember the Charlie Appleby horse won it. Was it Hatif or half it, something like that? But he's rated well over 100 now. And then there was a horse in fourth, I think Sir Michael Stout's I can't just remember his name, but La Soudad or whatever way to pronounce it. He came out and win. And then I know the mare really well that was placed in that race, Thanks Monica. Definitely an interesting filly moving forward this year as well. So the horse that he met on debut, was coming in off the back of a very, very good run. Now, I reckon this is a decent horse. Now, I know he has top weight today and he's off 88, but I just want to give him a chance to prove that he's better than this kind of mark. He's a fine big horse. When he won in Salisbury over the mile, he pressed on plenty early, galloped out through the line. Now, there was a lot of dead wood in that race, I will say that out the back, but however, there was a couple of nice horses close enough to him following him home. One was on debut, can't just think of his name, but the David Evans horse since went on, the horse that finished third, since went on, I think, and won two, and will be rated in the 90s now, I'd say at least. But this horse looked very impressive. He then went to Ayr, did nothing wrong, but in Ayr, he looked a small little bit more lighter than he did in Salisbury. I had to watch back his runs last night again, just to remind myself. He was turned over at 2-7 in Ayr. But I'm prepared to forgive him this one run. He went a nice even gallop the whole way. He looked to have the race well, but just one came out of the pack and done him very hard to win them novice stakes with penalties. I've seen the best of horses get turned over. So stepping up to 1.25 miles today. Yes, the ground is a little easier, but this horse's dam, Powerlong, I remember her winning she won, I can't remember, it was a Group 3 or Group 2, but she won up the Curragh on soft, the heavy ground for Johnny Murtagh. Jamie Spencer rode her, and she stayed on nicely. So hopefully he'll improve for the little bit of ease in the ground. And I get the feeling that physically, it's not that he was a very weak 2-year-old. He was a bit long and a bit leggy, and he was a fine big horse. So I reckon Outbreak could step up. Now, Typewriter is an interesting filly in this race as well, lads. She definitely is interesting. She will guarantee to go on the easier side of good. Actually, that'll be her Optimum, I'd say. So she is on the upward too, but I want to take a chance that this isn't too bad of a horse, this Outbreak. And he showed high levels of form around horses that have done well since, and I'd say physically, his mother being by Mount Nelson as well, I think he will improve for time. Now, Dark Angels do have a lot of horses, ready earlier, but they do get better with time as well. So I'm going to take a chance that Kieran Fallon's on board Outbreak, that he's going to step up today and prove that he is very fairly handicapped off 88. So yeah, check him out, lads. And best of luck. I thought another interesting horse on the card was Annandale. Switch stables as well. That's in Doncaster. Couldn't just bring myself to tip it. I would have tipped it if they claimed off it. I see Paul Morenan. Now, Paul Morenan's top class jockey, don't get me wrong, but I just thought he's around the marks that he's always been around. Maybe if there was a good claimer on him, I'd take a chance. But just keep an eye on him. Jim Goldie had a great time last year. He's on the card, maybe a bit earlier as well. But for me, lads, Outbreak, and enjoy the racing today. What a day yesterday. Some great racing, really enjoyed it. And we put you in the line of some good winners. I think between the preview and Joe's daily tips and my Mad Merrigan live, we touched on 8 winners, I think, and many seconds. We had Salim second, Irish Admiral was play, lots of big prices placed as well. And yeah, very frustrating with your beer getting an absolute stones of a ride. By far the best horse in the race. Very painful, lads, when you know a horse is 4-1 and you know he's just way overpriced, but then the jockey jumps off 10 lengths behind and just gives, comes the widest. And I understand racing and that's how your bear has to be ridden, but you could have been a little bit closer earlier and maybe, not as wide when challenged. Maybe try to spy a gap. But anyway, I'm not knocking it. It is what it is. It's just annoying when you find a horse that's 4-1 and you know he's a 5-4 shot, barring any incidents. He's just far better than every horse in that race. The rest of them are decent horses, but they're not top notch grade 1 horses, where he's developing into one pretty fast. Right, enjoy, and God bless. Going to be a great flat season, lads. Really mean it. Just got 9 horses into the tracker yesterday. They're going to be warped. All right, take care and God bless.